In this week's message, the odd couple of tolling and road user charging. Join us, won't you? Hello everyone, this is your IBTTA weekly update for Friday, May 10th, 2019. I'm Pat Jones. This week, I sat down with Trish Hendren, Executive Director of the I-95 Corridor Coalition, to talk about road user charging and the coalition's East Coast pilot. Here's Trish.
So the reason why we're even looking at replacing a fuel tax with a distance-based fee is threefold. So first, we have the overall fleet is getting more efficient, so you can drive farther and less gas. Great for a wallet, not so great for a system dependent on the fuel tax to maintain our roads and bridges. The second piece is the types of vehicles in the fleet are changing. So we have more electric and hybrid vehicles, which again, many positive benefits of that, but they're not paying the fuel tax like the other vehicles. And the third reason is that our federal fuel tax has not been raised in over 20 years. So basically the purchasing power, how much we can use those funds to maintain our system, is diminishing. So put that together, it's a challenging situation that we need to look for alternatives.
How do you explain the I-95 Corridor Coalition's involvement in a pilot program on road user charging? What's the motivation?
So why are we doing this? So it's an important question because there has been some great work on this topic out on the West Coast. There's some leadership in Oregon, Washington, California, but the East Coast is different. So we have a lot of states that are very close to each other. You can travel through many states. Just this morning to come visit you, I went from Maryland into DC. So how do we handle a switch from a fuel tax to a distance-based approach when you have a lot of out-of-state travel? So that's the kind of reality in the East Coast. We want to make sure that our unique characteristics are part of this national discussion of how do we have a sustainable transportation funding source.
When considering road user charging, people often express concerns about privacy. Here's Trish again.
So one thing that was very interesting from our first pilot that we found is on the issue of privacy. So we asked our participants at the beginning your level of concern about privacy issues, knowing that that is something that we need to address. So 57% of the participants said, yeah, they're very concerned about privacy of their data, where they're traveling. And we asked that same question at the end of the pilot, 3 months later, that lowered down to 30%. So that is an incredible shift from 57 to 30% being concerned over such a short period of time. So I think that shows us just the importance of having these demonstration pilots to get people interacting with the technology, interacting with this concept.
IBTTA's Finance Summit is just around the corner, May 19 through 21 in Philadelphia. Trish will moderate a session called Transportation's Odd Couple, Can Tolling and Ruck Share the Road? Here's Trish with more.
So we have some great people on this panel. So we have Rima Griffith, who is the Executive Director of the Washington Transportation Commission, and they've been talking about this odd couple relationship between road user charge and tolling. We also have Colin Lynch from Arab, who's going to be talking about, from his expertise, what are the similarities and differences between road user charge and tolling. And we're going to get some national perspective on the policy front, kind of the politics front, from Barb Rohde from MBUFA. And then I will be moderating the session, so I'll throw in some of the work that we've been doing on the East Coast. For example, we're looking to see if the mileage-based usage fee technology could be used to estimate tolls.
We ended our conversation with a discussion about how to make the case for investing in infrastructure in the first place.
So this conversation about how do we come up with a long-term sustainable transportation funding source, we're starting out the wrong way. So we've been focused on how we pay for things, how do we maintain our infrastructure, but we're missing the true importance of what we do every day, which is the quality of life our transportation systems brings to everybody in this country. So we got to lead with that. Like, why should people care about transportation? It's how you get to your work. It's how you pick up your kids. It's how you get your packages, how there's food in the grocery store. So that's what transportation brings. So we got to talk about that first, and then talk about the need to pay for it. But we got to lead with the value that transportation brings to people's quality of life.
Many thanks to Trish Hendren for speaking with us about these issues. And don't forget to register for IBTTA's Finance Summit, May 19 through 21 in Philadelphia. Well, that's our wrap-up for this week. Thanks for joining us, keep in touch, and we'll see you down the road.